This is a candy tin I keep since I was a kid. On its sides are drawings of folk costumes from different parts of Spain. Basque, Andalusian, Catalans. I never really paid much attention to them before. Although they're not all there, it gives an idea of Spain's cultural diversity. Cultures and languages that have lived together for centuries in a country where the only barriers were the frontiers with France and Portugal. On its cover are drawings representative of some of the country's places and monuments, like Barcelona's Sagrada Familia. The Barcelona my grandparents have to flee because of the political unrest and assassinations that took place in the 1930s. La Playa de la Concha in San Sebastián, where I used to roam carefree and get lost in the summer days to my parents' dismay. The Pilars Basilica in Zaragoza, Madrid's Civeli, Sevilla's Giralda, or Sparterus' statue in Logroño, so close to the Álava of my other set of ancestors, the Basque. Once I ate all the candy, I used the tin to keep my color pencils. Recently, making room for books, I held the box. This time I noticed the drawings and found myself thinking of the box as a metaphor for Spain. I thought of that because, lately, we hear the voices of those who want to persuade us we shouldn't live together. They somehow come to think their history and identity has nothing to do with the rest of us. They want to break the country apart, draw a line and reserve the right to decide who is who and who is in and who is out. Ironically, it is the most affluent claiming to have been treated the worst. They argue it is time to decide, but it is only them who must decide. They make the division easy for themselves. They separate, they discriminate between those who support them and the rest. A rest without a voice, they can dismiss and ignore. If you don't agree with them, you just don't exist. They have spent years placing their activists in public institutions, and they use these institutions to promote their cause. Institutions and public monies belonging to everyone, not just to their supporters. You can separate the pencils, take some out, leave some in, even consider to cut the box into parts. But you couldn't take just the colors you like out of the drawings they've made. You can't put the colors back in the pencil. Just the same, you just can't divide people who have been mingling and mixing for centuries, not put hard borders to their cultures. Theirs are just populist and nationalist fantasies. But that is exactly what they peddle from the institutions they occupy and the media they subsidize. With this video, all I want to say, all I want to encourage is reflection. If you hear stories of local exceptionalism, a struggle for freedom, and 21st century repression in Spain, please check the facts. Listen to all the voices. Look at all sides of the story and consider all those involved, not only those ones you hear crying wolf. Don't take all you hear for the truth. Make your own judgments. At stake is our democracy. In Spain, for a long time, we lived without it. We worked hard for it and we don't want to lose it, nor our country, nor parts of it, to the latest opportunist and organized chances. Trying to separate a part of Spain from the rest makes as much sense as trying to extract an egg out of an omelette. Furthermore, what can they achieve? A democracy more democratic than an exemplary democracy? A democracy more democratic than the one allowing them to live in freedom and entertain their cause? And if they were to succeed, at what price would be? At whose expense? Besides, could you imagine the wonderful things we could do together with all the time and goodwill wasted in hubris and spreading dissatisfaction?